Now, live with a special weather update, this is ABC 27 News.
Good evening. We're breaking in again. This is Michael Brula. We're breaking in one more time for a tornado warning. This one is in Lancaster County. If we can take Max 2 full screen, we are monitoring this tornado warning in Lancaster County. It's issued until 7:30 p.m. A thunderstorm was located near Mount Vernon, and it's moving east right about 20 miles per hour. So sorry while we just change up Max 2 here and we get this storm in the view. But again, this is for Lancaster County. Far southeastern Lancaster County, about to cross over the Lancaster line, but a tornado warning has been issued until 7:30. That is for southeastern Lancaster County. Again, this is the only storm currently in our viewing area with a tornado warning. However, the Weather Service has issued a warning for this due to some radar indicated rotation. This storm is in far southeastern Lancaster County, just south of Bartville and east of Mechanic Grove. So let's just zoom out real quick to show you where we are. So Corryville, this is east of Corryville. Corryville, you may have seen a shower come through a little bit ago. It has since gone tornado warned as it's moved to the east. Again, thankfully, another area of Lancaster County without too many people. However, we will be on air as long as this storm is tornado warned and in the viewing area. It's moving east, and that's going to put it through parts of Lancaster County here that are very rural. It is just now crossing over 472, and as we look here to the north, this is Route 896, and right there between 472 and 896 is the thunderstorm. It's not a very large thunderstorm, but it is showing some signs of rotation. And as we switch here to some rotation, we can see the velocity, and this is what's going to allow us to see some of that rotation. And yeah, you can definitely see some brighter colors here, these brighter reds and some of these greens on the northern side of it, indicating a potential for a tornado again. Now, earlier this afternoon and evening, we were tracking severe thunderstorms on the northern portion of our viewing area. That was Juniata County, Perry County, Dauphin County, and even north up towards Danville as well. Those storms have all moved on, and this storm now is what we're tracking in far southeastern Dauphin County. I don't anticipate being on the air too long, as once this crosses over into Chester County, it'll be out of our area. But as long as it's in Lancaster County, we will be on the air, and we'll be monitoring the tornado warnings here to make sure that we get you guys the latest information, any sort of reports as well. But again, a tornado warning issued until 7:30 p.m. For parts of Lancaster County. The storm is moving east at 20 miles per hour, so it should be crossing over into Chester County before too long. And when that does, we expect the Weather Service to terminate that tornado warning. But until then, until that point, we will be on the air here with you as we are tracking this storm. Again, as we just take a quick zoom out, not much going on in the viewing area except for this one storm. I was watching it after the 6 o'clock newscast ended, and I thought it might be worth watching as some other storms near Allentown have also gone tornado warned. Now, we have not received any reports quite yet from this storm, and I'm not really convinced that we're going to, just because of its location in Lancaster County. But nonetheless, areas here east of Bartville, right along the Lancaster and Chester County line. Again, if you have friends or family just over in Chester County who may not be watching, they're also going to want to stay alert for this tornado warned storm as it moves east. Areas like Glenville, Steelville, and Russellville, all in the path of this, the north side of Russellville for the most part. Let's get an arrow here. We can kind of show you where this area of concern is. It's on the southern side of the storm. Again, the heaviest rain's on the north side, but in this area here is what we're monitoring for any sort of rotation. Again, rotation is being picked up on the radar. We have not seen any reports of funnel clouds or damage. This is just a radar indicated tornado warning for Lancaster County until 7:30. And quite frankly, it's going to be out of Lancaster County before 7:30. So I don't anticipate being on the air until 7:30, but we'll be on as long as we need to, as long as this tornado warning is in effect. We'll be paying close attention to that and get you back to your programming as soon as we can. But yeah, this rotation definitely showing some areas of rotation here. If I can circle this for you, in areas of southeastern Lancaster County. It's going to be passing over 896 near the Chester County line. So if you're near 896 and the Chester County line, whether you're on the Lancaster side or the Chester side, this one's coming for you. And let's just get an arrow here and show you the general movement. It's just about east, again, east about 20 to 25 miles per hour. So they're not racing across the midstate today, and that's leading to some heavy downpours as well. But you know, we're going to be on top of this as long as we need to be for areas in southeastern southeastern Lancaster County. Excuse me. This is Lancaster County, southeastern Lancaster County. I'm going to switch here to the radar again and just zoom out to give you a better picture of what's going on. So you see most of us not seeing anything. Again, Franklin, Adams, York, Carlisle, Cumberland, Perry, Dauphin, Lebanon. You're not seeing any rain right now. There are some showers north of Dauphin County, parts of Juniata County that were hit pretty hard earlier today. They are not seeing any severe weather right now. The severe storm is right along the Lancaster-Chester line here in far eastern Lancaster County, so south of Acklen and moving east here. And this is an area where we can't really see very well with the radar, but there is enough rotation at the upper levels of the atmosphere that was concerning for the Weather Service to issue this warning. And if we just quickly go back and load up your velocity, we can see some of that rotation still getting picked up. But again, this is kind of high up in the thunderstorm, so we don't know exactly what's happening on the ground, but there is enough to issue that tornado warning. And again, I'm keeping a very close eye here on the Weather Service chat, so as soon as that warning is off, we will go off the air. But until then, we are on the air for a tornado warning for portions of Lancaster County, extreme eastern Lancaster County. At this point, it is beginning to cross over into Chester County. But again, we will be on the air as long as that tornado warning is in effect for portions of Lancaster County. So again, not really an area where we have many cameras or many weather stations, so we can't really show you anything other than this radar. And this product right here is velocity. So it's showing two different colors, reds and greens, and that's telling you one color is going towards the radar and one's going away from the radar. So where you see the two colors kind of get close together, you can kind of get the sense of some rotation, and also this brighter red area that is now moving into Chester County is also an area of concern for some stronger winds. Not a large thunderstorm either. If we take a look here at the size of the storm, it's not very big. You know, it looks like a shower, but we are seeing some lightning there, so perhaps it is beginning to intensify as it moves into Chester County. But as long as this warning is in effect for Lancaster County, we will remain on the air. And it's still in effect until 7:30. It has not been canceled or shortened quite yet. So about 15 more minutes left for that tornado warning. But again, I do think that the majority of the rotation will be east of the Lancaster County line long before 7:30. But still, if you're right along that Chester County line, and let's zoom in here, let's get you some roads. Okay, so we have 896 near Homeville. That is just over the line. But if you're on 896 near the county line, that is where we're expecting some of this rotation. And you can see a couple lightning strikes here. Not looking at quite as strong of a hail core as some of these storms we saw earlier this afternoon. And that's kind of expected because here we are at 7:15 at night, not really seeing that heating of the day. And this was just a very interesting day because we had some showers roll through earlier this morning that brought quite a bit of rain to areas Harrisburg and Mechanicsburg and points south. And we thought, well, we'll keep an eye on it, but at that point, that's really going to limit our instability. But the sun broke out after that, and that's what allowed these storms to develop. And they weren't very large storms. They weren't very threatening storms to many. However, for the areas that did receive some of these stronger storms earlier, I can tell you reports of funnel clouds in Juniata County and reports of funnel clouds in parts of Dauphin County near Eville, that's Elizabethville. Also some hail there from our viewer, Mike. I can tell you based on those reports that these storms may not look too impressive on radar, but they're worth watching because they were creating some damage earlier today. Unrelated storms to this were creating damage. So that's why we are on the air and that is why they issued this tornado warning for the rotation in southeastern Lancaster County. We're going to switch over real quick one more time and show you the rotation. Again, these colors indicate air and wind raindrops that are moving towards and away from the radar. Anytime you see these colors together, you can expect some rotation. And again, this rotation is a little bit off the ground, so we're not necessarily seeing a tornado at the moment. However, there is enough rotation for the Weather Service to issue that warning. I'm looking down here now. That warning is still in effect. As of 7:18 p.m., the warning has not been canceled yet here in Lancaster County. However, looking at the radar here, we can safely say that the strongest area of rotation is at the Chester County line right now, or has moved east. So Russellville, Glenville, again, areas just outside of our viewing area, they're the ones that will be receiving some of the stronger winds, especially here in the south side of the storm. Let's circle that for you. Right in the area west of Russellville, there are some stronger winds there, and those winds are moving east. Again, thankfully, they're moving out of Lancaster County. So if you're in Lancaster City, if you're in Manheim, anywhere west of Corryville, this does not affect you. This is right along the Chester County line. So this is in extreme southeastern Lancaster County. And since that's in our viewing area and since the tornado warning is still in effect, we will remain on the air here until we receive some updates from the Weather Service. But again, about another 10 minutes for this tornado warning in parts of Lancaster County. Now, we don't have many cameras down there, like I mentioned earlier, so we're not going to be able to show you some of the same views that we saw this afternoon with those storms. But as we kind of look out what else is happening in the area, there are a few showers north of Dauphin County right now. Some of them are some heavier downpours, but we're not looking at any severe weather, and we're not looking at any rotation for now in these storms. And we're looking for updates here, and the printer's coming through. The National Weather Service is canceling that tornado warning in Lancaster County as it has moved out of the area. So let me just confirm this one more time. But yeah, the tornado warning for southeastern Lancaster County is now canceled because it has moved out of the area. However, it is still a strong storm, so those in Chester County do want to pay attention to it. You see that lightning there. Definitely a strong storm for Chester County. But since it's outside of our warning area, we are not going to cover that. Again, the tornado warning for Lancaster County has been canceled. Again, there was a tornado warning for extreme southeastern Lancaster County until 7:30, but as of 7:20 p.m., it has been canceled 10 minutes early. So with that information, we're going to return back to regular programming. And if anything else does happen this evening, we'll be first to come on air. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching this ABC 27 News Weather Update.